Okay, so crypto vlog. August 20th, 2025, year of our crypto lords. What a week. Did a scam pump to 47 last week. 47 something. 47.40. I don't know. I had a goofy long. I was up like 10,000 on an ETH. I closed half. I always close half just in case it goes. Like in my head, I'm always thinking, this is it. It's going to 7,000, 8,000. Sky's the limit. And then the other half of me, it's like, maybe you should close some. But then, usually when I close some, it keeps going higher. I buy it back in, start scalping, get ridiculous, and lose a lot of money. Maya, come on. There's going to be a dog coming up there. About 30 seconds. I just want her, but she's eating something. I don't know what the fuck it is. She's been up there for a while. Now she's barking. I don't know where she went. She's under that tree. Oh, there she is. Come on. Bye. Fucker. Forget that dog. Can't do anything about it. She was off trail. I couldn't get her to stop eating that. Now she's, of course, a dog goes by. Just gonna bark at the dog. Come on. Come on. There she comes. Come on. Maya. Maya, come on. Maya. Oh, she actually got lost. That was the I'm lost bark. Yeah, because you were eating that and then you saw a doggy. You had no idea where to go. Huh? Wait, don't go up and eat that. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Whatever it was, maybe it's old meat. What the hell? No way. Could be just any old burrito. There we go. All right, yeah, so you always sell and then it goes higher. But in this case, I sold half and it's funny, when I sold half, I'm like, no, I want it to die, even though I sold half, and then it dies. And I'm like, oh, I should have sold this whole thing. That's like the schizophrenia of trading. But you get enough winning trades and it doesn't really matter. But the problem is becoming a winning trader. That's the ultimate goal, right? Because you don't want to just become a bull market trader. You could, if you can recognize the difference between bear and bull. Now it's kind of blurred. You could trade the super trend bounces. Like the 4 hour is really hard to trade. Sometimes it would only bounce 2%. Made a meme on Twitter. And the daily, that's where we want. It got front run a little. I think the daily was like 40, 50, 40, 40. It bounced at 40, 60, so a little higher. That's fine. It doesn't exactly have to hit. It doesn't have to go below, whatever you want it. It's just a gauge where most of the liquidity, there's a thing. The basic idea of super trend is everything that's extremely bullish will have corrections, and you want to bid those corrections on the super trend, depending on what level. That's the basic idea. And the same thing for bearish assets, but they could be temporarily bearish. So that's why it's a bit hard to short the super trend. But you can do it, but you'll have more luck and a higher win rate. Remember, all we want is like 55% with low enough leverage. If your leverage gets ridiculous, then you're gonna have like 60 or 70%, which is impossible. It's just not gonna happen unless your super trend trading is extremely specific and specialized to winning. Okay, then you can have those ridiculous win rates. But in general, if you're just gambling on up and down and using some tools, you want at least 55% win rate. Okay, so I mean, you could say 50.0001%, but you're not gonna make any money that way. You're just going to break even with the fees. So, well, actually, you'd lose money if it was 50.02%. What is it? What is the fees? 0.0037 or 0.004%? Yeah, on Bybit. I've gone down from VIP 4 to VIP 2, back to the dregs of society. It happens. You get liquidated. What are you going to do? You stop trading? Wait, what happened first? First, I slowed down. I stopped entering so many trades and just decided to do a few hold scalps a day. And second, I just got liquidated on those holds. So that's why I got cooked. I'm a kookaroo. News. I woke up today and I said the market was dead. You know what happens when the market was dead and I'm liquidated? I'm out of money. Guess what happens? We get that news juicer, huh? That news where you just need like 20K in Bybit or Binance to long. I used to say hyperliquid, but there's a lot of pairs they don't have. Not a lot, but like they didn't have useless perp. They could have added that quickly. I don't know why they didn't. Like you have Binance and Bybit adding it right after Coinbase listed it, but in this case, we don't have much action on hyperliquid for some reason. I don't know why. It's like there's a little guy up there that says, I don't know, I'm just going to decide what to list today. I don't know what. I'm stupid. Maybe I'll get it right. Maybe I'll get it wrong. And by the way, I found out hyperliquid is absolutely bullshit. I know a lot of hyperliquid fans aren't going to like this, but I'll explain in three simple steps. Hyperliquid, it's not as liquid as Binance and Bybit. They front run. The market makers are able to front run users, unlike Bybit and Binance. Only have the initial order. Oh shit, is that the fuck? A birdie? Or a stick? I think it's a stick. Let's get closer. I'm not used to seeing it. First I thought it was a bird, then I thought it was a snake. And now it's a piece of bark. Okay. No, it's actually a small stump. Never noticed it before. Some days you notice things you don't notice, and other times. Okay, I'll talk about what's bad and good in a second. Yeah, so number one, it's not as liquid. 1.5 or whatever you want to say. They front run users. Someone at the team, an executive or a high level programmer, coder, what do you call them? Development. On the development team said, you know what? It's a feature. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Okay, and Smee was saying he gets filled at like 2% on these shitty alt pairs where he only gets 0.5% slippage on Bybit or Binance. And another reason why hyperliquid's so bad is if you're gonna long and hold, they do hourly funding. This is gonna sound crazy. Just on Ethereum, the hourly funding was 0.0013%. Okay, so it doesn't sound like a lot. That's hourly, remember? So that's gonna be around 0.03% per day. It's crazy. And then you look at Bybit funding, 0.0005%. So about 40% the funding. And it's every 8 hours. So 1/8 times 40. So about 3% the funding, right? 40%. Did I do that wrong? 1/8. Yeah, I should have done it the reverse. So about 5% of the funding of hyperliquid. Trading on Bybit, Binance is probably the same as Bybit. So ridiculous funding if you're going to hold for more than an hour. You're going to eat that funding. Okay. And people like to hold for more than an hour. That's the definition of holding. Okay. And on the third, which relates to the 1.5 point, the liquidity. It's just not as good. The market, I mean, it's good. It's decent. It's like, I think at least half of Bybit. And Bybit is usually like 2/3, at least, of Binance. So sometimes it's smaller. It's weird how it works. You can check when an upbit listing comes and Karen buys on both the initial buys. Like we had API 3 on Upbit the other day. And Karen was able to buy the first buy. Sometimes it's not Karen. Sometimes it's Sea Ocean or whoever. he names in that tweet from last week. He was able to buy 1.1 million, but only 585K. It's basically half on Bybit. But still, so the Bybit's the holy grail. Second sex you want to bought is Bybit, and then usually OKX. So everyone's racing. You need different tools, programs, but obviously your scraper is going to be the same, which is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars a month if you want to be first, maybe even more. I remember even like a year ago he was paying that like over $10,000. So now he could be paying $100,000 a month for a scraper because he's making $1 million or more per upbit listing. So obviously it's worth it to pay $100,000 a month for multiple scrapers. What is it? That's like 200,000 scrapers or something. It's about 50 cents a scraper. Depends what you use, but I think that's average. Because the millisecond, you got to beat them in the millisecond. That's the goal, and you get randomized. And the more scrapers you have, the more the randomness is going to hit you, or be less random. Of course, you also have to have the tools to scrape the fastest, not just have the most scrapers. So that's liquidity, and why hyperliquid is so bad. The average trader isn't going to realize it. The average trader is just going in. They don't care about 2% slippage. They should, but it's the way of the world. And who makes money off the funding? The people providing liquidity on hyperliquid. Just ordinary users. I know they have big market makers too, but all the users, I think they count for 50%. I'm just throwing out a number of all liquidity on hyperliquid. So you can stake USDC or any stables, or even hype, I think, and provide liquidity. So another definition of Ponzi where the everyday user gets screwed. It's just the way it is, but they're not really everyday users. They're just gamblers. But still, when you gamble, you want to win. So it's the argument if, like, we're supporting gamblers, should we have equality? Should we have fairness in our bets, in our gambling sites, sports betting? Or it doesn't matter because they're all degenerates in the end. But no, these are normal people that just happened to have hobbies that are degenerate. A few people are addicted. There are a percentage, maybe 10% of all users that are addicted, but they just get washed out usually. It's rare to have someone betting every single day and losing without an edge, unless they're a multimillionaire, sure. But then you're like, they're already rich. What's the point? I mean, who cares that you're going to back them? You're going to feel sorry for these multimillionaires. It's funny, Gainsey had a tweet today that said, hey, I realized money was the answer to all my problems, and I'm rich. It's like, okay, but you're still short, fat, and bald. And maybe he's not fat, maybe he's muscular. Maybe I might have seen the curl in your arms. Speaking of which, I'd like a curl on my arms right about now. How do I get curly arms? Right there in the bicep curl. I don't know what the specific name for that is. The outline, the beef, the shred, the cut. There's always a new term for it. There's the old term, which I don't even know, the new term. Like, hey man, you look shredded. But the specific shape, the circular shape in the bicep. That's what everyone looks for in the arms. That cut. And of course, the shortcut is steroids. You want to get some HGH, testosterone. It's the most common one. Steroid. Go ahead, you can look good. No, it's going to wear you down. I had a dream I was bald, and I went to a barber shop, and I paid for a cream. Minoxidil was the name of it. That's the most common hair loss treatment. They put it on my giant bald spot, which was covered by a kippa. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even know I needed this. And receding hairline. Everyone gets a receding hairline, but not everyone gets the big bald spot. Usually it's a little bald spot that's you start to notice as you age. Yeah, it's funny. You're gonna get old, you're gonna age, and you're gonna die. So, but you still want to look good doing it. You want to look good as you're about to die. You continue on the path to death. Ooh, this has been a pretty good vlog. It's actually warming up. It's over, I think over 22 degrees right now. About 7:30 in the morning. That's the summer, so we could see the snaky snakes coming out. It is a little chilly for them though. And there's like patches where it's cooler and warmer. If you get the breeze, it's always a few degrees cooler. But yeah, right in the sun. It's gonna be perfect. Definitely in the sun. You'll feel like 5 degrees Celsius or 10 degrees Fahrenheit or so warmer. There's the sun. Throughout history, we've worshipped the sun. Why? Shield your eyes now. That's probably not that bad. It's crazy. Just because that's all we knew, right? We knew it provided life, it provided warmth. The sun was everything. So, of course, you worship the closest star. But then we realized, wait, there's more stars out there. Does that mean more gods? I wonder if there were probably some religions or cultures that had every star as a god in the sky. And some they didn't even know. Like there was no way that you would know that the planets that look like stars, the reflection of the sun at night, were planets and not actually stars. But they could be gods. What's the difference? Heavenly bodies. But it took them a while, hundreds of years or centuries, millennia to realize, hey, the brighter stars are actually closer in general. I mean, all things being equal, of course, you can have brighter stars that are larger and further, but in general, on average, brighter ones are going to be closer. A lot closer. Okay, I know this is a long vlog, but here I am talking about it. So I will go back and talk about that news trade. Oh yeah, so in terms, I used to talk about this a lot. So in terms of the best things to have in life, like people say wealth, happiness, like everyone wants wealth, health, happiness, and the fourth one, it's kind of like associated. It's like the space-time, right? In space, you want health, wealth, and happiness, but then you also have time, which is age. The younger you are, the more time you have to achieve those. But if you're old and you have those, okay. But still, a lot of people will trade all those and say, I need more time, I want to go back. I just need more time, I'll trade all my money. But we can't trade money for youth. We can have treatments, stem cells. What else are the treatments that they use? Reverse aging. I forgot that word. I say it every now and then, but I'm not really focused on that. I mean, when you're rich, obviously you want to focus on what Brian Johnson and even Vitalik talked about. And Elon Musk cares about it, but he hardly ever mentions age research or looking younger, youth, rejuvenation research. So I'll try to cut this vlog out. Sometimes it's good to have a long vlog though, right? So talk about the news trade. It took me 20 minutes to get to the news trade. Well, I was still talking about health and wealth, but obviously youth allows you to redo all that, because Warren Buffett, 94 years old or so, he just turned 95. People said he died, but he's still alive, but he's definitely going to die in the next 5 years, probably. So buy the coin when he dies. Rip Warren Buffett. Rip Buffett. But like all the billions he has, what he's worth, close to 300 billion. Or less, is it 200 billion? I don't know. Through his investments. But you think he would give up 90% of it to go back, say 50 years? I think so. Half of it to go back 10 years? Yeah, maybe. I think so. Don't think he's ready to die. People say, oh, I'm ready, I've done everything. If my time has come, it's now. But no, you don't want to feel the pain as you approach closer to death. More aches, pain, more trips to the hospital. If you get sick, likely chance you need to be in the hospital with antibiotics. So all these things that happen when you age that aren't good. So, yeah. So you really don't need this opulence, but it's nice to have money, right? It's nice. People think they spend their whole lives. What am I going to do in life? I'm going to spend my whole life to get money. And then a lot of women or wives, they're like, no, you know what? I want to do good for the world. Okay, that's great. If you can do good for the world and get rich at the same time, bam, bam. That's the best combination, right? The Elon Musks of the world. And people are like, I have a friend that says, Elon Musk is terrible. He's an idiot. So like politically, because of his affiliation with Trump, right? A lot of people didn't like him, but look what he's done. He's done Tesla. He's made electric cars mainstream. People were like, oh, who the fuck cares electric cars? They have saved a little bit of energy, oil, environmental damage, but long term, is there really much savings? Might be a few percent, maybe like 10 to 20% energy savings digging through for minerals and metals needed for electric car batteries. So that's the biggest energy use of electric cars. And and the recycling, you can't just put that in the landfill because it seeps down. Unless the landfill's covered, then you can throw a battery in the landfill. But still, those batteries are most at risk for seeping through that liner. But holes in the liner, because eventually the liners will slowly rip over tens of years. Landfills are funny. We just get rid of everything we don't want. Even though everything can be reused, but we're like, hey, people need jobs. We need to keep digging into the ground, extracting, what's the word? Natural resources. And that's how we move up, right? Recycling, it takes a lot of energy, blah, blah, blah. No, but really, we could just recycle everything if we had to. And those people that like to dig, the miners, the oil excavators, they could just become recyclers instead. Like we could turn the planet into a giant recycling machine. But no, we like to dig. We like to destroy. But whatever comes out of the earth usually returns, but there occasionally are some gases that escape to the atmosphere. Once in a while, if we get a meteor strike, we'll have dust and stuff that escapes, but not that common. Yeah, so it's a race for tech. So Elon Musk did electric cars, and he did SpaceX, space exploration, which is going to save the planet. We don't really need to explore other planets right now. I mean, for the next at least 100 years, we have some time, but he's getting the ball rolling, at least. We have a lot of land, a lot of ways to clean up this planet. And Elon Musk's argument is, no, the birth rate's too low among whites, Western countries, and even Eastern countries, East Asia. Japan is the biggest example of how the birth rate is like 1.8%, and the death rate is 2.2%. So They got some ground to make up per year. So they're saying that like in like 20 years, Japan's gonna go under their economy, or they're gonna have to import a bunch of immigrants. Generally, if you're not busy with work all the time, you don't have something to do every day in your schedule, you don't have money, you tend to have a lot of kids, because that's it. That's your happiness, having kids, versus being a millionaire. It's a pretty good vlog. A lot of discussions here. So we're finally gonna get. So Elon Musk has the Boring Company underground too. He's doing some other stuff. I can't name it off the top of my head. I'm not an Elon Maxi or super fan. I'm just like, I respect him for what he's done. His political choices, I really don't have much to say on that. And he did put Trump over. I hate when I scrape my toes on rocks, which does happen. You see, I don't want to look at it because I'm like, if you don't think about it, will it bleed? I don't know, maybe a little bit. Dude, just pulled off skin. Hey guys, we're going home. Yeah, so the kids aren't in summer camp, so we don't have to from the camp now to go to school, so I don't have to be back. Just walk them to school right away. That's why we're doing the longer vlogs. We got more time. Oh, there's a school bus. So, is it finally time to talk about the news trade? Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the news trade. It's funny, I might have seen like 1 or 2 vlogs over again in full. But, well, does that count my snake vlog? Maybe. I don't even know if I watched that one in full, actually. Probably seen most of it. But, I don't know if I should spread these vlogs to other people. Just, look, if I didn't have the fucking stalkers, I would try to spread it to more people and help them out. But it's like, why would I deal with these messages from fucking idiots that want money? And they say, I'm gonna kill you and your family. And it's like, geez. It's stupid. Like, I'm trying to help people out and you're sending me this. That's the way it always works out. They target people that are influential, either monetarily, have monetary influence through wealth, or political influence, or just like trying to help. Like charitable influence, that's the worst. You're targeting people that are trying to help people. I mean, these are the dregs of society, so they exist. They help balance society. They're like the mosquitoes. The mosquito exists to help control populations that might otherwise spread forth too numerously, too quickly. But we have the criminal underworld, the mosquitoes, that help to control that a little bit. But they don't really do a good job unless they're like dictators that are slaughtering millions of people. But in general, they just terrorize people. So they're like little mosquitoes, not even like regular mosquitoes, but little mosquitoes. Ooh, a doggy? I mean, people usually... But there's no dogs because they're not barking. Tell right away.
The doggies are all out today. Look at all this stuff. Yeah.
Okay, get him one, please. Thank you.
That was an anxious bark. One, two, three, four. Sometimes I lose them. I have lost them. I have lost, let's see, one dog. Actually, I'm just counting. The dog actually died. That was when I had 9 dogs. I counted. I'm like, surely I overcounted, undercounted somewhere. I thought it was a pillow. Actually, Tree Capital was partially responsible because I spent 4 hours there. And when I went to sleep, I did a double check, and I'm like, oh shit, the dog's not here. And got a call saying the dog was dead. That's how it happens sometimes, part of life. Okay, so the news trade. Yeah, so I'm conflicted with all these vlogs. I still try to do a good job with them, but I don't have editors because I don't really care. Does quality come first or quantity, the viewers? Obviously, you want all the viewers. You don't care about the quality. But they go hand in hand a lot of times. Okay, so those people were retired. You saw their legs, their voices a little older. So, that's pretty good. Pretty good to be retired. But at the same time, that's the benefit. When you're old, you get to enjoy life a little bit. You spent your whole life working, making money. But 9 times out of 10, people you see during the weekday, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock through 3 o'clock are going to be retired. 4 o'clock. But a lot of parts of Europe, cities where populations are concentrated, you're going to have a bunch of bums, middle-aged people, even younger people, and odds are they're on drugs. So what do you do when you don't have a job, when you're not trying to make money? You can enjoy life, you can be a vlogger, a social media personality, but in general, you're just going to be a drug user because it's easy to fill time. You lose track of time on drugs, it makes you feel good, makes you forget. So all three of those things. Right. But a lot of drugs don't do that. So make sure you find the right drugs. Is it finally time to talk about that news trade? I think it is. CFX Conflux token. The Chinese beta. Nobody even knows what it does. Nobody knows if it's a meme chain. It's actually a blockchain, that's right. But in general, people just trade it as a meme coin for any Chinese related crypto or Bitcoin news. So today at 7:49 a.m. Eastern time, so it might have been an early evening in Europe, nighttime in Asia, just a perfect time for news, right? Unless you're on the west coast of the U.S. But we got this China news, and you had about a minute to long that Chinese officials are considering yuan-backed stablecoins as a way to strengthen their currency. Yes. So, of course, CFX is the meme chain of China. There was a government partnership at one point in 2023, but February 2023, when everybody became Chinese, the Ganymede Chinese arc, Hong Kong pumps. That lasted about a week. But damn, those were big punks. Alchemy Pay, Conflux, there were a bunch. Neo. What was that other one? I just saw it today. Qtum. A lot of them, right? So now they don't really. Now the only one is CFX, really. But Neo did have a nice pump of around 10%. Maybe 11%. 10.5%. I'll go. So this news sent Ethereum 2%, Bitcoin did about 0.7%. From bottom to top. What else? CFX, the big one, 17 cents all the way to almost 20 cents, 20.1 cents. So quick back of the hand math is going to say that's 17%. Let's see, 20 into 70 is 8. 8 plus 10, 85. So, no, it can't be 15. That's not right. How would I do it? 17, 20 cents. 3, that's right, 3.30 going up. So 17 into 30 is 1. 13, 130, I think, is like 17. Right around 17, 16 and a half, I don't know. But we were pretty close there, actually. The dog's okay. Maya, go. The reason she's barking is because the stick. He's standing there with the stick. But... Going. Maya, go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Dog. Annoying little dog that barks, and it's good for protection, but in general, it's annoying to have it. She just barks all the time. Guy's not very socialized. Dogs. Dog has a collar. It's not a wild dog. It's not my property that I'm protecting, so in general, the dog should be friendly, but it's still barking. You never know what's up. Obviously, if you're standing there with a stick, the dog's gonna bark, but it's gonna be good protection though. At the same time, you don't want to fight, because you don't want to risk being injured. So in general, avoid confrontation, but if you have to, then you want to win the fight. So yeah, nice juicer. People longed, I saw like 260K at the bottom. There were like 10 of those long. They could have wrote it at least 10%. So there are some guys. The average trader probably made like $15,000. There's probably like 20 traders that made at least 15,000. So nice little juicer when the market looks shit. Of course, if you're long Ethereum and held the full 2%, you would have made you could have long 5 million. You could have made $100,000 there. So that's the CFX news. Yeah, that's life. The irony of life. So it's hard to know if you're going to make money unless you're a good trader. You need to find something in a career, just find a hobby where you can make money, but there is going to be a lot of variability in your wealth, a lot of ups and downs. So what you can be, try to be a good person, which is hard. It's easy to be greedy, right? Same time, it's easy once you start to give your money away, help people with your time, etc. Then you can either do one or two things. If you can't help people with time, you give them money to hire someone to help. I might actually want to change the cement, convert what do I have, like tile to pavers. Not really tile, like cement, rocks type things in the ground. In my yard to pavers, and they want $13,000. Like, I could probably do it with raw materials myself for $2,000. Just cement. It's all labor though, but dude, they could do it in a week. It's crazy to pay someone for a week of work that much, and you're just talking about cement. But I could probably do it in a month time. What I don't know is how to drill out the old cement. Obviously you need a jackhammer, need some protection when all that comes out. But just manpower with that jackhammer to jack it out. It's gonna be annoying. I really don't want to do this project right now, but if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it myself. But I just gotta be handy with the jack. Really good at jackhammering. So it's really easy to do something, but to undo it, sometimes it can be complicated. Sometimes it's easier though. All right, that's that. I think I talked about everything. Kept the vlog to 40 minutes. And good luck to everyone. And don't let money stress you out, because 90% of the world is stressed out by money. Even the rich people are stressed out by money. Good luck. DMs are open. Got not a nasty DM, but like a guy that was totally ungrateful. He said he wants a job. I'm like, you don't work in crypto though. Never. He said that he's a writer. I'm like, okay, you're a writer. How's that going to be good in crypto? I don't know. Like, he could have appealed to his crypto aspect, how he could write stories, write blogs, write this. And I would have considered it. But still, like, when you apply for a job, it could be months before the person responds. And then he responded a couple weeks later. So, no, actually, the 23rd, 3 weeks later, and said, oh, I see how it is. Thanks for nothing. All right.